Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about one of the important topic, which is product analytics and metrics. So in order to dissect how are we going to choose the right metrics for our product, we need to go step by step. Like I have divided or dissect this whole scenario into six major steps in which I will be introducing the terminology and what are the product metrics, why are they important, and the popular metrics, what are they, and how to choose the right metrics. And last but not least, we are going to see the step by step implementation of how to build a metric muscle using the step by step approach. So imagine if you have a new feature launched, thousands of users are using that feature. So your team is going to ask you this question, that how are you going to see that feature successful or not? So the truth is, choosing the wrong metric will lead you to a poor decision. So in this video, we will be covering how to choose the right metrics, and before that, we are going to discuss what are the product metrics and why is it really necessary for a product manager to know the right metrics for the right product. So let's get started. A product metrics is a measurable value that will measure in order to know how well your product is doing. Metrics help product manager to know that are users finding the actual value from that feature? Is the product even growing or not? Is the business making money or not? So these are the thing that comes when you have the right kind of a metrics for your product. Think of a metrics as a health report of your product. So without metrics, decisions are based on the opinions. With metrics, decisions are based on the fact or in evidence. So metrics help you measure the product success, their growth, identify what problems is actually a product is facing, tracking the business growth, making data driven decisions. These all aspect will be covered when you have the right kind of a metrics in your pocket. If you can't measure something, it's difficult to improve it. So that's why metric is really important in order for the product to be on the right direction. Now we are going to discuss about the systematic process to build a metric muscles. So making a list of at least 10 products that we have used recently and breaking down into the list of features and ask ourselves what would be the success metric for that particular feature. And drawing a metric tree is also very important step, and revalidating it, and do that for at least 10 products such that we get idea of how we are going to select a perfect metric for a product. So the note is do this for at least 10 products, you will get a good grasp over the metric measurement. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Now we are going to talk about what is the actual framework or a step-by-step structured thinking to decide the right metrics for us. Now these are divided into the three steps in which we will be covering how to decide the perfect metric for any product that you have been working on. So understanding the feature of the product is the simple step number one, and then step number two will eventually find out the purpose of that feature. Why is that feature is building? That answer will be equivalent to your success metric, or you can say a North Star metric. Right now, the step number three would be drawing a user journey or customer journey flow and grouping them based on these three topics, like your awareness, your adoption, and success. Awareness tells you that how many people, how many targeted users are aware about your product, and out of the active users who are aware about your products, how many of them are actually using your product is come under the adoption. And then comes a success means a metric which will define why this feature or a product built in the first place. So these are the three things you need to keep in mind and ask yourself multiple times in a structured manner to decide the right metric for any product. And then now we are going to discuss about what are the product metrics that we need to look up to. These are some popular metrics that you have to keep in mind. So first one would be the revenue. The total income generated from selling product or services over a specific period of a time is your revenue. The predictable revenue a business earns every month from recurring subscription is your monthly recurring revenue. The average amount of a customer spend each time they place an order is your average order value. The total revenue a business expect to earn from a customer throughout their relationship is your LTV, lifetime value. It is one of the important metric that will fall in every B2C scenario or B2C company. The average cost of acquiring one new customer through marketing and sales effort is your COC, customer acquisition cost. It means how much money that a company need to spend in order to acquire a customer to buy their product or a services. So this is customer acquisition cost. The time it takes to recover the cost spent on acquiring a customer is your payback period. It means if I'm spending um, X amount of money to get to get the customer purchase our services, and that period or that difference of time is going to be the payback period time. So the time which is going to be taken to recover the cost spent on acquiring a customer is your payback period. Then comes the retention rate. The customer or the percentage of a customer who continue using your product over a given period of a time is your retention rate. Okay, so this means if the retention rate is high, it means that the existing customer is using your product on a daily or a monthly basis, right? And what about churn rate? The percentage of a customer who stop using your product or cancel your product subscription during a given period of a time is your churn rate. And then comes the daily active users. The number of a unique users who actively use the product in a single day is your daily active user, and it is similar or equivalent to the monthly active users, because on a monthly basis the number of unique users who actively use the product is can is considered to be a monthly active users. Now DAU and MAU, their both ratio is equivalent to your stickiness, right? It means how much of in a numbers manner or in a numerical way a user is stick to our product is considered to be DAU ratio to MAU. Then a customer loyalty metric that measures how likely users are recommending your product is net promoter scores. If you have an existing customer and that customer is really liking your product or services, then he or she is going to recommend to their known, then that particular score is going to be calculated using net promoter score. And then there comes a conversion rate. Conversion rate means the percentage of a user who complete a desired action such as making a purchase or signing up, and the percentage of people who click on a link or advertisement after seeing it is your click through rate. It is also one of the metric that is measured in a B2C or any e-commerce applications. The average revenue generated from each users over a specific period of time is your ARPU, average revenue per users. So these are some of the popular metrics that we have discussed and also define it such that we will be using them whenever we are facing or we are facing with a problem statement. So while dealing with that particular problem statement, we have to come up with the right metrics or one of those metrics so that the interviewer will be keen to see how we are going to be performed. So yeah.